Time for some Euroformula Open action at Francorchamps. It's round 2 of 2023. A slightly adjusted calendar since we last raced in Portimao, but we have a race at Mugello coming up at the end of September and early October now. But for now, we focus on the 7 kilometers of Francorchamps, where legends are born and great racing is occurring. My name is Chris Stevens. Alongside me for the action this weekend is Chris McCarthy. Chris, great to see these cars out on track.
It's fantastic, isn't it? You've got to love Euroformula Open, some of the best single-seater cars out there in the junior formula that exist. And I think proof of that is just how good the former drivers have gone. Of course, reigning champion Qualy already on the podium this season and doing an absolutely fantastic job in Formula 3. And we've even got some contesting in the one and only Indy 500 as well. Alex Palou, Colton Herta. It's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Starting on pole, no less, Alex Palou as well.
Yeah, so I mean, and of course, you know, you look back through the champions, Felipe Drugovich, he's not doing so bad, is he? A champion in Formula 2, and I think that is just proof of how good these cars are, and a driver that you know quite well as well, our 2020 champion.
Yes, Yifei, who made his hypercar debut when we were racing in Portimao.
I think he has quite a big race coming up soon as well.
I think so. In a couple of weeks, there's some 24-hour race at some place called Le Mans that I've never heard of before. But yeah, I mean, great stuff for him, and racing in the hypercar class as well. And of course, more recent champions, Oli Goethe, as you mentioned, Christian Mantle racing in Formula 3. But also, how much talk has there been about Liam Lawson lately as a potential F1 driver for AlphaTauri, having done so well in Japan lately, and of course a graduate of this championship as well.
I mean, the list goes on. Someone who raced here, won here, Louis Foster, and he's been doing big things in Indy NXT. So yeah, we could go on forever about that, but qualifying laps will come in soon. But yes, it's a real good alumni of drivers.
And we have 2 new drivers that we didn't have in Portimao as well. Josh Mason is returning to the championship in the Crypto Tower Racing team. So this will be his 3rd season in Euroformula Open. It was a 3-time winner last season. And a new face, Gerard G, the Chinese F4 champion from last year and the Formula Renault Super Challenge champion from last year as well, having done the first 2 rounds of GB3 this year, now finds himself racing in Europe.
Yeah, fantastic. We spoke to Gerard in the hotel last night. I mean, he literally only had his seat fitting on Thursday. Brand new car, brand new track. He's thrown himself running at the deep end here, hasn't he? But the plan, speaking to Jamie, who's been working with him, and some of you will know Jamie from doing very successful things with the Forza racing team in the FIA karting championships and WSK. Some of his former drivers here this weekend in Italian F4. But Gerard doing a really good job, and it's just a case of getting better with each race, each qualifying session, and they seem very happy with where they were.
And for Gerard, a big order for a 16-year-old in his 2nd year of kart racing.
Wow.
But let's focus on the on-track action. Francesco Simonazzi, de facto 2nd in the championship, because the man leading the championship, Tim Tramnitz, not with us this weekend. For BVM Racing, Simonazzi, who took his first on-track win for the first time. He crossed the line first in Portimao, and he's about to put his first lap time on the board in the number 84 car, and it's a 2:12.8. Noel Leon, who is 2nd in the championship, but de facto leading it in the 19-team Motorpark car, now comes across the line. The Mexican who won race number 3 and goes 2nd fastest by about 2 seconds. So Simonazzi hitting the ground running here, seems to be pushing a little bit harder, a little bit earlier on.
Noel Leon, who was a champion over in the States before he came to Europe to race in Freca, and has switched over to Euroformula Open, taking a similar path to what we saw Oli Goethe do, and it's done big things for Oli Goethe, who after his racing here put in that absolutely fantastic performance in Formula 3 on one of his debut races, We came back from a horrific crash with Zane Maloney to go and finish P4 the next day. So good to see Noel Leon is in the championship, and drivers putting in, imagine, put on some warm tyres to maybe get things heated up, and now they're going to switch to new sets. That might be what we're seeing.
And of course, one thing we haven't talked about, new tyres, Pirelli tyres, after the issues of supply with Hankook. And of course, now fair play to Hankook for managing to get anything out this season.
But it's been a bad time.
Yes, after the fire at the Dijon factory, the tyres that were used at Portimao were ones that had already been produced. But of course, their facility to produce tyres has been absolutely shattered, and a contingency plan with Pirelli has been organised. But having already tried to make the switch from Michelin to Hankook, the teams had to learn so much over the winter, and they've had to throw it all out the window now.
Yeah, I know drivers were big fans of those Hankook tyres as well, with the grip that they produced. But look, these Pirellis are used, as you'll know, in Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3 as well. So that's where these guys are aiming for. They're aiming to get on the road to F1, like our former champion and vice champion and many other drivers from the past years. So one thing it will do is help them just get up to speed with the Pirelli tyres on the tracks that they will go on to race at as well. And Ian Shields looks like he's getting up to speed with it very quickly. One driver who came over from the GP3, but it looks like he is aborted and gone into pit lane.
Now, is this just scrubbing sets of tyres, maybe?
Possibly. That's a good shout, actually. Possibly. We've got 3 races this weekend. Maybe it's get a lap on the tyres, get them scrubbed in, and then let's go for a new set.
Well, Simonazzi, meanwhile, has lowered his benchmark to 2:12.6. His advantage 1.7 seconds over Juju Noda in the number 10 Noda Racing car. Now, of course, Juju Noda, the 10th woman to be represented in the Euroformula Open Championship, rather exploded on the scene when she won races in Danish F4, and joining W Series last year as well, of course. And a winner in F3 level machinery at just 11 years old in the Formula Under-17 Challenge Cup, run by the Okayama circuit in Japan. And now going fastest in the first sector as well. And Noda, of course, racing in the rookie class, which she shares with Jakob Bergmeister, and as of this weekend, Gerard G as well.
Yeah, I mean, she did the W Series as an academy driver as well, didn't she? And she was the youngest on the grid as well, at just 16 years old. So, you know, that was only last season. She's one of the youngest on the grid this year as well, as I would say, one of the youngest. So really good to see Juju Noda out there and building confidence in what is a very, very powerful car, a very grippy car as well.
I mean, yeah, these cars are beasts, aren't they? 2-litre inline,
I know
4 engine, 575 kilograms.
Last season we were pushing, I believe, the lap times that Formula 2 were doing around here as well. It was that quick that it was, you know, past Formula 3 and pushing on the boundaries of Formula 2. So they are really, really fast cars.
Yes, and now, of course, with the change in tyres, it will take the teams a little bit of time to get up to the ultimate speed that they're used to running. But for what it's worth, the lap record around here at 2:09.738, set by Yi Yifei in 2020. And the current fastest time at 2:12.6, as Noda reduces the arrears to Simonazzi by a few tenths of a second there, but still almost a second and a half off Simonazzi's time, who seems to be flying at the moment.
Yeah, doing a really good job. 1.4 clear from the rest of the field. However, don't forget, Ian Shields was on a purple lap, aborted. Noel Leon, we haven't seen him really pushing the limits again. Likewise, Josh Mason. So, yeah, we are still away, and then we can see Simonazzi has come in to do a quick change. I think that's 10 minutes on one set, maybe 10 minutes on another, and off we go. But here we see, coming down towards us, the number 10 of Juju Noda. Will be easy to pick out with that quite fantastic livery, I have to say. I do like that one. That's a really nice looking car. As she goes down to excels now. And she's done a purple first sector, just over 1.5 tenths quicker than Simonazzi. So this is a really good lap. Vladimir Netasil has done a personal best first sector, but other than that, no one really on a flyer. So we're focusing on the right person, of course.
Absolutely. I think Noda set a purple first sector last time around, seemed to lose time in the second and third sector. So we'll see how this lap unfolds now as she makes her way around the Fanier chicane. You'll never convince me to call it the piff path, unfortunately. Yeah, always going to be the Fanier chicane to me. Heading through Stavolo now. And now we talk, about the weight of these cars. Very rare to find a single-seater under 600 kilograms these days, and that's what makes these cars so great to watch.
Yeah, that's just, they're so, like, I mean, you watch them trackside. If you haven't been to an International GT Open race, I tell you, the first thing we were greeted with when we came into the track yesterday was Euroformula Open, and it was a run down the hill, a quite dangerous run down the hill to see them into La Source.
Certainly was a great view, though. Absolutely,
it was worth
fantastic.
it.
Oh, absolutely worth
the risk,
it.
and the funds were out immediately.
Yes, they were.
To make everyone at home jealous.
Yes, especially George Morgan, who's not here this weekend because he's
yes, of course,
going and getting himself married. Yeah, well done, George. Shame you're missing out on all this, but I think long term he's got the better end of the deal there. We've got a replay here of Noda shaking the bodywork over the curbs at the bus stop chicane.
I am telling you, there's going to be a phone out underneath the table at dinner watching Euroformula Open if it isn't already. What's that commentary noise I'm hearing?
No, nothing, no. So Noda continues to improve half the deficit now to Francesco Simonazzi. It's now just under 0.7 of a second. I can't help but feeling, Chris, though, everybody else seems to be leaving something on the table here as Noda sets another purple first sector.
You don't have a Euroformula Open qualifying session with 5 seconds, quite comfortably separating the top 8 drivers, and the gap's too large for me. I think this is going to be something we are building up to something, and I think here we go. In unison, we can see some of the motor park drivers making their way down to Orange, but they're not pushing yet. I don't think we're seeing them at full flight just yet. We might be on another build-up lap to get those tyres. Don't forget, we're on different tyres, so it might be a case of get these Pirelli tyres up to temperature, then we'll go for it.
This certainly looks like formation flying at the moment, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. They've definitely got a photographer down the end of the Kemmel Straight photo op.
Bryce Aaron there, just allowing Josh Mason to go through into the second of this trio of cars.
Yeah, but I mean, Bryce Aaron's only done 2 flying laps. So I think, is it the case that you only get one real, I know certainly from some other series, you only get a couple of 2 or 3 real flying laps out of these tyres. Maybe that's the case.
Could well be. I mean, we're on a voyage of discovery here with these new tyres. Nobody really knows how they're going to react. So Noda comes across the line, doesn't improve.
To drop away, isn't she?
Didn't improve on that particular occasion. But now we've got Gerard G setting the pace in the first sector now. The 16-year-old from Hong Kong, who's in his in his second year of car racing. First time racing in Europe, though, and now that was dipping 2 wheels through the gravel there for, I believe, Bryce Aaron, if he's still at the back of this queue of cars. Now Leon's now setting the pace in the first sector. Jakob Bergmeister with a brilliant final sector goes on to the front row provisionally, only 91 thousandths away from Simonazzi, who's now improving himself, half a second up in the first sector. The timing screen is being absolutely lit up at the moment with 5 minutes remaining in the session, as it looks like these motor park boys are about to go for some flyers, quite close together, I would say, as well.
Here we go. We've got Gerard Shi there going up to P3 at the back. There we go, the Chinese driver. The 16-year-old doing an absolutely superb job there. Goes P3, but as I said, Noel Leon is on a flyer, and Paolo Branchik as well. Also going very quick, but Noel Leon, I think, about to go top of the times here.
Simonazzi's just put an absolute blinder, pulled another second on the field at 2:11.6. Seems like any time these guys get anywhere close, Simonazzi just pulls more time out of his pocket. But as you say, Noel Leon, 2 purple sectors at the moment in the 23. The Team Motorpark car, and here he is coming through the bus stop chicane. So he's actually in the 19. Comes across the line now, and it is fastest by half a second to 11.1 for Noel Leon.
And Kian Shields has just bettered the first sector. Noel Leon did as well. The 73. The driver we have seen come up from GB3 after a couple of seasons there, went straight into that championship from kart racing as well. So a couple of seasons to get up to speed, and now he has come to Euroformula Open, a completely different kettle of fish in terms of car. Kian Shields absolutely on a flyer. Here we see Jakob Bergmeister has come across the line and done a personal best, but stays P3. Gerard Shi improving once more, but this is the man currently top of the times. Noel Leon, we'll keep one eye on Kian Shields and Bryce Aron as well. They are making their way up to Blanchimont now.
Not the fastest middle sector from Kian Shields on that occasion, but this will certainly still be an improvement for him, because he's 9th fastest at the moment and over 6 seconds away from the pace. And here is that flurry of Motorpark and Crypto Tower cars running down towards the bus stop chicane. So we're going to get the times coming in thick and fast here. Mason goes up to 7, into 3rd. Kian Shields goes 2nd by 0.2 of a second. They pulled some time back in the final sector there. Simonazzi only 3rd now. So having been the dominant force earlier in the session, it's now Noel Leon and Kian Shields who occupy the front row of the grid. And of course this will set the grid for the first race, and then it will be top 6 reversed from the qualifying order for race number 3 as well.
Right, Francesco Simonazzi. I thought we were going to see a bit of a head-to-head form between he and Noel Leon there, but Kian Shields just under 0.2 of a second away from Noel Leon. Let's see what he can do this time around. He's gone slightly, I mean ever so slightly slower through the first sector. So we will keep one eye on that. Jakob Bergmeister, who once sat in 2nd, he is improving on this lap as well, as is Bryce Aron. They're both setting fairly similar times. Noel Leon to the line doesn't improve, and he goes on to what will be his last flying lap, and I believe he will be the first driver to take the checkered flag.
Looks that way, doesn't it? So I'll tell you, he's been on these tyres for a fair few number of laps now. I wonder how much give they've got left in them, whether he's going to be able to improve on this final flying lap, but we're about to find out as he climbs the hill. Up Eau Rouge now. Neat as you like with the steering going up the hill.
Yeah, one of the things, so you'd see how long it took them with the build-up laps to start getting the lap times in. They don't have time, I don't think, to come in, abort, put another set on. They've done that all at the start of the session. So we've seen it in other championships. It's a build and build for a few laps, then really start climbing. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, if
you're talking about tyres, that just looks absolutely amazing, doesn't it?
Neat and tidy through Eau Rouge, but really kicking the back end out through Les Combes. Here come the rest of the
Here comes
drivers.
the pack.
Yeah, the pack. Now, look at this. This is the 73 Kian Shields here, getting right up behind Mason. I'm sure he won't appreciate being right in the dirty area of his teammate. Garage mate, we should say, technically. Because even though Motorpark run the Crypto Tower racing team, Josh Mason is technically racing under that banner.
I'm surprised he didn't back off there for the last flyer, but he was on a good lap. So we'll see. Maybe it's the toe that he's getting that he thinks is worth it here down the straight.
It could well be worth it. We'll see what the top speed looks like when he gets to the end of the straight.
Shout, yeah.
Because he's almost got a double toe in effect there with Bryce Aaron at the head of this queue.
Yeah, look at the difference there, Chris.
Yeah, oh, good. So now 252 kilometers an hour from Cian Shields there.
Now
but is he just going to get held up through this middle sector? Checkered flag is now out. Here comes Noel Leon, who is flirting with his fastest time at the moment. So close. Can he improve it as he goes across the line? No, he can't. He's 2/10 away, so it's still a 2:11.123. That is the benchmark time. Cian Shields, with that fastest first sector, could well be the man to challenge him, but is he going to get held up by his teammate through the remainder of the lap as Noel Leon gets directed back towards the support paddock?
Here we go.
And now is that Cian Shields? He's been let through by Josh Mason, I think.
Was this tactics?
It could well be. This is, oh, actually, no, where is Cian Shields? Not in that shot, is he? That's Bryce Aaron. I think Josh Mason was behind him. Cian Shields has backed off.
That's
potentially. Because Josh Mason's come through the second split, and it looks like Cian Shields has backed out of it. It certainly has, 8 seconds off. So he is not going to be challenging for the pole position now. And the question remains, can anybody else climb up the order? It will be Bryce Aaron, who is the first man across the line, the American from Illinois, as Leon celebrates with the team there. He thinks he's got it pretty secured, and no improvements are coming in, it looks like. So it is Noel Leon on pole position there.
Well, I tell you what, Gerard G as well, he's going to be on pole position for that reverse grid race on his very first weekend in Euroformula Open. First weekend racing in Europe, I think, and that is absolutely superb. Good, well done to him and the team.
And beating out the other rookie class contenders as well, which is really, really impressive. Here are the results of qualifying then. It's Noel Leon for Team Motorpark in pole position. Cian Shields alongside him on the front row of the grid. Francesco Simonazzi for BVM Racing in third, ahead of Josh Mason on his return to the championship for Crypto Tower Racing. Bryce Aaron will head the third row of the grid, ahead of the rookie Gerard G in the second Crypto Tower Racing car. In sixth, Jakob Bergmeister and Juju Noda. On the fourth row of the grid, Paolo Brashnik and Vladimir Netashil on the fifth row of the grid. And I believe that's Noel Leon heading his way to go and talk to Alfredo in the pit lane ever so shortly. But as you mentioned, Chris, the reverse grid pole, the one set by qualifying order, is race number 3, and it will be Gerard G who starts on pole position for that one. Chucked into the deep end.
I mean, considering he only had that seat fit on Thursday, he's had to learn the car, learn the track, and it's a long track. We're speaking to him and Jamie, and he telling us it took them an hour and a half to do that track walk with, of course, stopping and talking about each corner. So well done to all of them, particularly Gerard. He's done a really superb job there. Definitely seemed to be enjoying himself when we spoke to him. But what a lap from this man.
Now, what a slide that was for Noel Leon through the bus stop chicane, absolutely wrestling with that Team Motorpark car.
I have to say, Cian Shields, that run he got, he was 11 kilometers an hour faster than some of the other cars. And then I think the next closest car. It was ridiculous, that toe he got.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a tailwind down the Camel Straight as well, so it's not even like the slipstream was all that powerful. But that'll really be something to look out for in the 3 races. The first of which is coming up later today, after we have the remaining qualifying sessions for the GT Cup and GT Open, which is due to start at 4:30 local time. 13 laps for race number 1, and then we have the 2 reverse grid races tomorrow.
Well, it's going to be really good stuff, isn't it? Noel Leon doing a really good job there, though, to go and take. Oh, that was good fun, wasn't it? I mean, although it was building up for a while, it almost over-delivered in the last few minutes. It was very hard to keep up with. And that race at 4:30, I am very much looking forward to that one.
And we can hear from our pole sitter. He's down with Alfredo now.
Noel Leon, it's pole position at Spa. You must be happy.
Yeah, of course, it was a good lap. Happy to finally put all together. You know, in Portimao we have some issues in qualifying, and yeah, now my first pole position in Europe and in a typical and grand track like a Spa, so it's great, and always thankful with the work of Motopark, my engineer guy, and all the mechanics.
It's beautiful weather in Spa for once, and we have 3 races in front of us. How you see the rest of the weekend?
I mean, for sure, it's nice to get pole in Spa, but it's not nice to be in the front in the lap 1 going to a Rouge. So it's gonna be difficult to keep the lead in lap 1, but I have the car, I have the pace, so we should be fine.
Then all the best, and vamos.
Vamos, thank you.
Fantastic stuff. Noel Leon on pole position for round number 2 at Spa-Francorchamps. Race 1 gets underway at 4:30 local time. Join us then.